When you first log into the platform, you're going to see an empty dashboard. There's going to be your account information, orders, trades, all that. Everything's going to be empty. Let's start off by adding a new brokerage account. We've just created a new Alpaca account. As you can see, everything is empty. I'll generate new API keys. Okay, so I have my API key and my secret key. I'll go back. I'll call the broker Alpaca. And we're going to specify that we're using a paper account. We're going to copy our API key. We're going to paste it here. And we're going to copy our secret key and we're going to paste it here. All right. And right now, when we add the account, we can see that we have our Alpaca account over here. And if I click on this broker, I can see all the information related to this account. All right. The first step that we need to take in order to create our strategy is to create a trade hook, which is the mechanism that will send data to our strategy. All right, so I'm going to create a trade hook. I'm going to select a few assets. So let's select SPY. Let's select Dow Jones. Let's select IWM, Russell, and QQQ. You know what? Let's add TLT as well. And even GLD. All right, let's add gold to that mix. So here's where we're specifying what information we need that trade hook to send our strategy. So we're sending data for these ETFs. Our resolution would be 1 day. And I'm just going to set the look back history to 10. And what this screen essentially says, please send me 10 one-day bars for these stocks. It doesn't say when though. So the when is going to be in the next step. I'm going to click next. So this is when. I have a few options here. I can do a condition based. So when a certain asset is above or below a certain price, like a trigger based thing, or I can specify it by the number of days. So currently I'm going to use like Monday to Friday, just normal trading days. I can also specify the first day trading day of the month or the last or the, I don't know, 5th trading day of the month. I have a lot of flexibility here. For now, let's just keep it simple and use every trading day. And we're going to keep the session offset to zeros, which means that we want this trade hook to be normal trading hours. I can also say minus 60. That means 60 minutes before the market opens, or I can just specify 10 a.m. So I have a lot of flexibility here. Again, let's keep it simple and use zeros. Now, the timing. When do I want this data? So I'm just going to keep it simple. Again, every day on the close. All right, so every day on the close, I'm going to receive that information. All right, so this is the what, and this is the when. I'm going to click on next. I'm going to name my trade hook. I'm going to call it ETF demo. And the trade hook is now completed. It's up and running. It's waiting for me to use it. All right, the next step would be to create our strategy. Let's take a quick look at our strategy code. And you can see it's quite a simple code, just importing the Tradologics wrapper of Axios. This is in Node.js. And I'm just going to randomly buy and sell one of the assets that's being sent to me. Okay, so very non-complicated type of thing. I do have to specify my token, which I haven't yet created. So let's go and do it right now. Just edit that. And we're going to jump it back into the platform. Click on our username, tokens. And we're going to add a new one. We're going to call it demo. And I'm not going to specify expiration, meaning that this token will last forever until I cancel it. All right, I'll click create. I'm going to get my token here. I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to paste it back to my code. Let's go back to the console, get rid of this dialog, and go to strategies. I'm going to create a new strategy. I'm just going to call it demo. This is a demo strategy. And I'm going to select backtest mode. I have 3 modes here. Broker means orders, account information, all of that will be routed to your broker. So you will get live information. Paper and backtest will not let communication go to your broker, but they will be kept on our own simulators, paper being the paper simulator and the backtest is our backtester. So I'm going to select the backtester. I'm going to specify that my starting balance is 100,000. I have no margin in this account. I'm going to select a date range. So let's take January 1st, 2000 until December 31st, 2000. So we're going to use just an entire year just to make things faster for demonstration purposes. I'm going to click on next. Next thing would be to just drop my file here. This is my strategy code that we just saw on GitHub. Just going to include it. I'm going to specify that my strategy uses Node.js as a language, and I'm going to enter the dependency, which is the Tradologics library, and it's 0.06, and I'm going to hit next. So I have the strategy file and I have the dependency. I'm going to click on next, and here's where I can attach the trade hook, essentially the thing that is sending data to our strategy. All right, so I'm going to attach it. I'm going to click on next. I'm going to approve all the details, and I'm going to click on start backtest. All right, what's happening now is that Tradologics will build your own containerized environment with the strategy, install all the dependencies that we've mentioned, and just make sure that it starts running. Once that image is deployed, your backtest will start running. This could take 30 seconds to about 2-3 minutes depending on your code size and how many dependencies you'd like to install, but the average is about 1 or 2 minutes. While the strategy is being deployed, let's jump to the research environment. I want to show you that. This is a great way to do my entire research, data exploration, all that good stuff in the cloud. I'll start by creating an instance. I'm going to call it demo because I'm extremely creative today. I'm going to select a data center that's closer to me and create that research instance. So this is currently being deployed. Again, this should take about 1 to 2 minutes before you can start using that. All right. You can also create volumes. So I can create a volume which will allow me to attach an SSD to my research instance and keep long-term data over there. Because remember, when you kill your research instance, you lose all the data, unless it's stored in a volume that you keep alive for later use. So I can create a volume. I'm going to call it demo. I'm going to put it in a data center the same as the research instance itself. Create it. It's going to be deployed in about 30 seconds or so. And if I'll go to the research instance, I see that the research instance has already been deployed. I can attach the volume here. I can select it and attach it to that volume. Everything's here. All right, let's see what we get from our research environment. All right, so I'm going to copy the password and I'm going to click here to launch VS Code. Remember, everything is happening in my browser. I didn't have to install anything. I didn't have to do anything. It's completely browser-based. I can create a new file, do whatever it is that I want to do. I can install everything that I can normally install with any Visual Studio. Let's install Python IntelliSense. So it's being installed right now and it's done. Let's close this because this is not what I wanted to show you, but I can also jump into Jupyter Lab. That's cool. I have full access to terminal. All right. For example, I can do pip install yfinance and have the latest version installed. Close this and create a new notebook. And I'll just import a few libraries. I'll download some data, SPY, turning it into daily returns. My amazing strategy could be if SPY is down for the day, I want to buy it on close and sell it on the next day's close. So now I have the strategy returns versus SPY returns. And I can see how my strategy is performing, and I can go the full Monty using QuantStats and get all the information regarding my strategy. So I really have the complete environment here where I can do anything I want with. All right, let's close this. And if I want to kill this at any point, I can just detach my volume. And once it's detached, I can delete the research instance. All right, so it's deleted. I can go to my research volume and delete it as well because I really didn't use it, and go back to my strategy. And I see that the strategy is stopped, meaning that during the time that we've played around with the research environment, the strategy has been deployed and completed its runtime. So we can see all the log of the backtest here. Remember, anything that you print to screen or use console log or whatever it is that you use for logging will be displayed here. So that's a great way to debug your strategy and keep an eye on everything that's going on. And I can also see the attached trade hooks here. So I have an initial information about my strategy. If we'll click on trading, we're going to see the list of our positions, the orders we've entered, and the trades. And if we'll go to the statistics, we'll be able to see the entire statistics of our data. All right, so that's essentially it. Now let's say that I'm happy with the results and I want to switch into live trading. All I have to do is click on edit and change the mode to broker mode and then save the strategy. All right, so the strategy is now in broker mode. However, for the sake of this demo, before starting the strategies, I'd like to create another trade hook. So I won't be using end of day data. I want to use minute level data just for the sake of speed. So let's create another trade hook. Gonna click on create trade hook. I'm gonna select the same assets. So SPY, QQQ, IWM, TLT, GLD, and Dow Jones. So we have everything here. This time I'm going to select 1 minute level data. Since I'm doing it randomly, I don't need any history look back. I'm going to keep the timing as 1 minute. Click on next, and I'm going to call it ETF 1 minute. I'm going to click create. Cool. Going back to my strategy, I will attach this trade hook as well. Attach. And now all that's left for me to do is to start the strategy. Again, we'll go through the process of deploying the strategy, which means packaging it as an image that can run in its own containerized environment. And once the strategy is deployed in running mode, we'll be able to see trades happening on Alpaca in real time. All right, the strategy is now running. And we can see that the tradelet has started and everything is set up and the 2 trade hooks are attached. And we'll soon be able to see that we're getting a trade hook push here. Let's check Alpaca. We have a position for the Dow Jones, as you can see. So I'll go back. Boom. I have the first trade hook log here. I just make it nicer and put it side by side. So we'll be able to see the 2 things simultaneously. And within a few seconds, boom, we have another position that was generated. And here it is as well. As you can see, it's very easy to switch between backtesting and live trading mode. It's as simple as changing the mode of the strategy from backtest to broker. By the way, while the strategy is running, I can detach the end of day trade hook from it, as well as the 1 minute, and attach them again. So I have a lot of flexibility in terms of what I can do while the strategy is running. So yeah, that's pretty much how it works. I want to thank you for your time, and I hope to see you inside.